Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here then just welcome. Hello, thank you so much for joining me. If you can hear noise in the background, it's Archie, my little Jack Russell. He's just jumped onto the bed, so he should stay there now, but he was a little bit of battering on the laminate flooring then. Yes, so welcome. Today I thought I would share with you 10 books that I really want to read by the end of this year, so by the end of 2020. It's currently the end of August and I've read 22 books, so not lots and lots, but still very good. Very proud of myself. Had some really great reads as well, which has been brilliant. And I'm hoping to read about another 20, but the 10 I'm going to show you are either ones that I've had for so long that I just need to read them, and some others that I can't wait to read, so they have to go straight to the top of the list. So the first one isn't actually out yet. It's the second to this one, which is Before the Coffee Gets Cold, which I bought and read earlier this year and absolutely loved. I don't know if you can see, but the cover is so sparkly, it's gorgeous. This tells the story of a cafe that has like a magic chair basically that allows whoever is sitting in it to time travel, either go back or forward. And the idea is that they have to get back before the coffee gets cold. As I said, I loved the first one. The second one is similar to this, but this is sort of like a nudie colour, and it's out, I believe it's the 17th of September here in the UK. So I'm definitely going to be getting that, and I think I will read it straight away because I just enjoyed this one so much. I've got really high hopes for the second one, so fingers crossed it's as good. So yeah, so I haven't got it here, but that's definitely one that I'm going to read, the second one for this. I'm not sure what it's called, I can't remember, but I've read the blurb and it definitely sort of follows the story on. So yeah, going to be getting my hands on that when it's out. Where should we go next? Okay, so the next couple I want to read. This one is Always the Bridesmaid by Lindsay Kelk. I got this from a charity shop. Now, I have read Lindsay Kelk once before. I read it years and years ago. It was called The Single Girl's To-Do List, and I really loved it. She writes really great, like chick flick, sort of rom-com books. And the reason I've put this one in the list is because I may read this one. I've got this one to read and I do want to get to it. But I know that she's got a new book coming out. I don't know when it is. But it's called In Case You Missed It, I think, and that one sounds awesome. So although I've got all these books to read, I may have to purchase that one. I might have to get that one, and I might read that one instead, but definitely want to get to another Lindsay Kelk because I haven't read her for years. I've only read one. I know she's done the I Heart series, which I haven't read, and that might be one that I want to get into. So I definitely want to read one of hers again by the end of the year, so either this one or her new one, In Case You Missed It. This one is one that I want to read by an author that I've read before again. This is Force of Nature by Jane Harper. I've read The Dry and loved it, but I read it, I don't even think it was last year, I think it was the year before. And I know that Jane Harper now has a standalone novel out called Lost Man, which I have up there. And I had an email from Waterstones the other day. Love it when they email me, bless them, to say that she's got another one coming out called The Survivors, which I also think is a standalone. This one, Force of Nature, follows the same character, Detective Aaron Falk, as we followed in The Dry. So I really wanted to sort of continue with the series because I don't want to like sort of lose the feeling and the momentum of it. And as I say, it's been a good, I think it was the year before last that I read it. So really want to get this one done. Don't know if she's going to do any more in this series, but then at least I'll be up to date and then I can look at getting her standalones or reading the one that I already have. So that's one that I want to read. Next up Again, a book by an author that I've read before, and I know that I'll be reading this one definitely. Me and the gorgeous, beautiful, wonderful Emily from Novell Novels are going to be doing a buddy read of this one, and this is The Foundling by Stacey Halls. Now, Emily and I buddy read Stacey Halls' first book, The Familiars, and we both loved it. It's historical fiction, not always my favourite genre, but oh my goodness, I bloody love that book. It was gothicy, it was full of witches, it was a marvel. It really was. I really loved it. So I treated myself to the hardback of this one, so that me and Emily could do another buddy read. And I have to say, the cover is just as gorgeous as the first book. And can we just take a moment? I mean, there's no words, is there? There really isn't. So really looking forward to reading this one. This one is, let me have a look, 2 women bound by a child and a secret that will change everything. I've seen Emily talking about this on her September TBR, and from what I can gather, because I don't want to know too much about it, because the writing, the way that Stacey Halls writes is just so wonderful and so lyrical almost, that I just want to go into it blind and just completely be immersed in the world. But it's about a baby that's sort of left at a hospital, and then the mum goes back to claim it to find that the baby's already been claimed by somebody else. So that's all I know. I believe it's historical fiction again, and yeah, I mean, oh yes, please. So that's what I'm going to read. Next one is a non-fiction book. I do not read enough non-fiction. I think since I've been sort of recording what I read, and you know, sort of doing videos and being on Bookstagram and things like that, I've only read This Is Going to Hurt and 'Twas the Night Shift Before Christmas by Adam Kay. Loved both of those, but I can't actually, I've read a couple of like autobiographies, but yeah, I don't read enough non-fiction, and this was doing the rounds a while ago now on BookTube and what have you, and I treated myself to it. I saw it in the shop and I thought, I'm just going to get it. It's called The Five. It's by Hayley Rubenhold, and it says the untold lives of the women killed by Jack the Ripper. Now, I've heard only great things about this book, so I am super excited to get into it. I think I've been putting it off because I'm always worried with non-fiction that it's going to be quite academic, and I'm not going to understand it, I'll be honest, but I've heard that this book is very readable, and it's told in a way that it's almost like the story that you follow anyway. So I'm really going to try and push myself to read this. I don't mean push myself in that I don't want to read it, because I do. It sounds so interesting, and I'm all for hearing about the women, rather than them just being victims. The fact that they will have been, you know, mothers, daughters, sisters, where they worked, what they did, where they lived. So I do want to learn more about it. It's just that idea of non-fiction being a little bit scary for me to read. I know it's non-fiction November, or I'm presuming it will be non-fiction November again this November. So if I haven't read it by then please shout at me and say, Amy, make sure that is on your TBR for November, because I really want to read it, and I've got a really good feeling about it. I think I'm going to really, really enjoy it once I get into it. So yes, that's that one. Next one I have, this one. I found this in a charity shop. Now, I'm sure you will have seen, I think it was Jen Campbell and Lauren from Lauren and the Books were reading about the series that this author had wrote. This is Nikki French, and she wrote the Blue Monday series, and there's like a book for each day of the week. And I put that on sort of my list that I keep, and I thought I'll definitely look at getting that series from the library when I'm allowed to go to the library again. Fingers crossed, hopefully very soon. But I happened to see these in a charity shop by me for 99p, and I picked it up because it's by Nikki French. It's called The Lying Room, and I just love, look how cool, like a little keyhole peephole. And then I was doing some shopping in Sainsbury's and I saw this, for sale in the new book section. So I don't know if this is like an ARC maybe. How exciting if it is. Is there any way of me being able to tell that? I don't know. Or if it's been released in another country and it's come over. Oh, it says title artwork to come. So I wonder if that means it is an ARC. Wow. And also dedication to come. So maybe I have sort of got my hands on an ARC there. But anyway, the reason I picked it up was because of the cool cover and the fact that it was by Nikki French, and I'd heard really good things about her writing. It says here, mother, wife, friend, liar, cheat, murderer. You are capable of anything when your life is on the line. So this is a thriller as far as I'm aware. Niamh Connolly looks down at a murdered man on the floor of a London flat. She doesn't call the police. What a tagline, people. Oh, I love a good thriller. Yes, so definitely going to try and get to that one. We talk about thrillers. I've just actually spoken to Emily from Novell Novels, and she was talking in her last video about books by Liane Moriarty, and I've never read any Liane Moriarty, and I've got, again, which I picked up from a charity shop not long ago, The Husband's Secret, and we sort of tied with the idea of perhaps doing a buddy read of that one, so that might be one that I read by the end of the year as well, another thriller by a new author to me, which would be really nice. Last paperbacks that I've got. These two books were doing the rounds so much on BookTube and Bookstagram, and it was a definite BookTube/Bookstagram made me buy them. And I was super excited when I got them. I really was. Went to Waterstones, bought them, and then I just never read them. And I don't know why, because they both look amazing and they've had brilliant reviews, both of them. The first one is The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. It actually won the Costa Book Awards in 2018. Oh, okay. At a party thrown by her parents, Evelyn Hardcastle will be killed again. From what I can gather, this is told through many different perspectives, and each time Evelyn is killed, and you have to work out who's done it. I think that's what it is. I think I'm a little bit nervous because I've heard people say it was a little bit confusing, but as I said, love a good thriller. The winner of an award. Had it for ages and was so excited and pumped for it when I got it. So really have got to give it a go. And I love this cover with the staircase. So that's another one I want to get my teeth into, as it were. And the other one that was a pure Bookstagram, Booktuber buy, they made me buy it, blame them, is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Now, Taylor Jenkins Reid is a really popular author. I know she's now released Daisy Jones and the Six, which people have raved about, and I've heard only marvelous things about this book, and I am super excited. It tells the story of a journalist who goes to meet a Hollywood actress, and she's basically listening to her story so that she can write her book for her biography. Is it biography, autobiography? I don't know. And we follow the story of both the characters. So it says here, Hollywood icon Evelyn Hugo is finally ready to tell the truth about her glamorous and scandalous life. Ooh. But when she chooses unknown magazine reporter Monique Grant, that's what I'm going to say, Monique Grant, to write her story, no one is more astounded than Monique herself. It just sounds so good, and as I say, I've heard only fabulous things about this book, and I'm a bit mad at myself that I haven't read it yet. So I definitely want to get to this one really soon. It puts me in mind of City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert, which was my favourite book of 2019. That sort of Hollywood glamour, parties, and all that kind of thing. So yeah, really excited about this one. I'm even more excited about it now I've looked at it. Archie's barking, sorry. So yeah, definitely want to get to that one. And then the last two I've got are hardbacks. Love a hardback. Bear with me, let me let him out once. Sorry guys, bet you've seen my pyjama bottoms now. Never mind. I think someone's just arrived. So hardbacks, I have two here. First one is The Binding by Bridget Collins. Again, I think it was more a cover buy than anything, and the fact that I love a hardback book. And look at this spine. Oh, this is historical fiction, and it says, imagine you could erase your grief, imagine you could forget your pain, imagine you could hide a secret forever. And it tells the story of a guy who does, like, is it book binding, where you can put all of your memories, bad memories and pain and things like that in a book, and then you never have to remember it. And then one day when he's at work, he finds a book with his own name on. I don't know any more about it. I want to go into it blind. I'm super excited to read this on a really cold, miserable, raining November evening. Just my little lamp on, candles lit, cozy blanket, cup of tea, chocolate cake, standard. And just really get really comfy, really cozy, really warm and settled, and just dive into it. Look how gorgeous. I'm sure you've all seen this because I know it's been out for quite a while now, but this is, oh, it's just lovely. So yeah, definitely going to be getting to that this year. I just didn't get round to it last year, and then because you know, I wanted to save it for that sort of autumn winter time when I can just delve in and get totally immersed in it. So that's the reason I've put it off, but I'm definitely going to be picking that up later on this year. And then the last one I've got is another hardback, and this is, now we know that I'm not very good at pronouncing things, so my apologies in advance, but this is Daisian Patrol on the Purple Line, and it's by Deepa and then surname. I'm not even going to try because I'm no good at it. This was sent to me by the lovely Charlie at Charlie Brooke, and it says, 3 weeks ago I was only a school kid, but now I'm a detective and also a tea shop boy. Charlie loved it. She thinks I'm gonna love it. I think I'm gonna love it too. I love the cover. It's a little bit spooky with the eye, but I love the yellow. I'd never heard of it, and I'm really looking forward to just sort of like getting into it. It's a book I've never heard of, an author I've never heard of. It's set in, I believe it's set in India, so somewhere different. And I think it must be like, is it like a YA crime? So it puts me in mind of like The Good Girl's Guide to Murder maybe, which I thoroughly enjoyed. So yeah, really lovely of Charlie to send me this. Thank you so much, Charlie. Bless you. And yeah, as I say, I don't know anything. I don't really know a lot about it. I'd never heard about it, but it's a gorgeous cover. It's a gorgeous book. I'm very grateful. I'm really looking forward to just going in and seeing what I think, and I will of course let you know. So that is 10 books, give or take, like the Lindsay Kelk and the Liane Moriarty that Emily and I have spoken about, that I really want to read by the end of this year. Trying not to sort of put myself any strict TBRs as such, because I've been struggling to read as much as I have done in the past. I just want to be able to pick out what I want, sort of mood reading. I'm currently reading In Bloom by CJ Scoose, which is the second in the Sweet Pea series. Just brilliant. It's hilarious. Highly recommend. So when I finish that one, I think I'm going to go in with one of these, but I don't know which one. So if you guys have read any of these, or you think that I should definitely get to one straight away, please let me know in the comments. If you've got any other book recommendations, then please also let me know in the comments. I'm always looking for new books, especially ones like the one that Charlie sent me that I've never heard of, new authors. Always love to discover new authors and new books and genres and styles and different writing. That's what it's all about, isn't it? So yes, that's everything. Thank you so much for watching. My apologies for Archie and the pajama bottoms, but you know, you've got to be comfy. I will see you all very soon in my next video. Hopefully speak to you in the comments. Yeah, and I'll see you really soon. Remember guys, be kind to yourself. Bye.